The collective, following the elections. This week's guidance from the Ascended Masters, Archangels, Star Nations families, Earth elements, Fey elders, angelic legions, dragon tribes, and other light beings known as the collective. Hello, friends. This week I'm asking Lady Master Nada, Lady Master Portia, and Lord Sananda Kumara a few questions. I am asking these particular Ascended Masters for their input, not only energetically, but as leaders who powerfully influence our world. Lord Sananda is Admiral of the Ashtar Command, and Lady Master Nada and Lady Master Portia are both in the physical now and on Earth, working for divine justice. Lord and Lady Ascended Masters, so many are unhappy right now, due to the outcome of the US election this week. I'm always left wondering what the real story is after elections. There's been so much gerrymandering done by the party who has claimed the bigger win. Due to Citizens United, hundreds of millions of dollars were used in illegal ways to sway or bribe voters. And so many election officials who swore they would only certify the results in their polling place as a win for that particular candidate. Our whole election process sounds shaky at best. It also feels to be a very dangerous game, given what the presumed winner has said he will do once he's back in office. This is not a political statement. It is one of concern for millions of people who stand to lose vital social support such as Head Start for children, Social Security, basic human rights, healthcare, people's homes. The planned actions of this administration will affect people in many other countries as well as. So many people now would appreciate your input, and also a gift of higher energies, and support from everyone in this beautiful group known as the collective. Thank you so much. I'll bring them in. Lady Master Nada, Lady Master Portia, and Lord Sananda Kumara, greetings, friends. We are glad to have this time to speak with you today. And we are aware of the disheartened sadness that millions are feeling now, and not only within the United States. It is indeed difficult to see things result on a level that feels far lower vibrationally than what one had hoped for. You are correct that the one chosen for the presidency in the United States does not represent the light, and has no intention of honoring even the most basic principles of democracy. Chosen is the correct term for nearly every country. As they hold elections, the winner is usually chosen by the old power structure, not elected, though there are exceptions. Now, do we say this to antagonize, or to draw a defensive anger from his supporters? Most assuredly not. The electoral system in the United States, as it has been used for quite some time, has always suffered the kinds of inequalities and interferences that render outcomes unpredictable at times, and too often, fraudulent. Again, we do not make political party comment here. We simply point to the very deep and long-reaching shadow of colonialism, economic inequalities, slavery, or wage slavery, and the ongoing dehumanization of certain groups and races, in addition to the oligarchical nature of your economic system. There is theory, and then there is practice. In the case of the United States, as in many countries, democratic theory and ideals have long differed from their actual daily practice, even from the very beginning. You speak on the gerrymandering, the redrawing of district lines to favor a population that supports one particular party, and the very slanted viewpoint of so many election officials, and the corruption of bodies such as the United States Supreme Court. Yet these are channels and outcomes of low intent, not the source of them. The source of all of these is the darker side of old earth machinations. They oppose the lighter side of equality and freedom, which ought to be well guarded, respected, and supported by those in positions of power and influence. You are aware that there are many in places of power in highly determinative roles who were never elected to public office. They remain in shadow, not known by name and unseen by the masses. Though certain billionaires and trillionaires do openly appear in the media and play a role there, as if they are offering everyone a chance to be wealthy instead of only themselves. Those in the public eye who are not serving the light offer a kind of play acting, with casual yet symbolic hand gestures, low vibrational music, and triggering terms used in their speeches, These are all crafted to sound so easygoing as to be accidental, yet they are anything but. And so persons who feel at ease with the outer symbolism will find themselves drawn into the particular vibration being offered there. They will resonate with those seemingly innocent and unplanned messages, never knowing they are being entrained to follow a far darker path than they are able to imagine right now. At this moment, some may feel angry and defensive, and state that that is not the case for them, and we will agree that for many, this kind of outlook of "we will win, no matter how we have to do it," will not last very long for them. This is for them a kind of station, or stopping point inside a much longer journey. They have chosen, on a higher level, to invest in certain ideas, personalities, and belief systems for the experience of being on the vibration that these moments offer. They will not remain there indefinitely. Over time, though time itself is in tremendous flux now, on the earth plane they will come to accept that these ideas are not only disruptive to everyday life, but at times violent and dangerous. Not only to those minority groups that those beliefs vilify and isolate, but to all. And so you look at these temporary outcomes, and it is easy to get caught up not only in the sense of excitement created by one side or the other, but in the belief that there are answers to be offered and great forward movement to be had from that side of things. And so, when one's preferred candidate does not make it into office, it is easy to feel that all of that is lost and dissolved somehow. Yet we would say, how is it lost, that path of higher intent, when the vibration of honoring human rights is still present within all of you? How is it lost, when all of you are anchoring that light that you had invested in one party and their candidates, when it did not begin with them, but with all of you, who called them forward? How can it be lost, when there are so many now who are awakening and leaping into action all the more now to protect innocent lives, civil rights, and freedoms, and the earth herself? The answer, of course, is that none of that can be lost, even if there are people in place who will pretend that they have absolute power now. We assure you, they do not. No human construct holds absolute power. And the time for dictators of any stripe is well over. Though you will see some countries that are still allowing such, there are specific reasons for this that do not apply to other countries, and that is another story for another time. For the United States, the situation differs. Part of that has to do with the history of the country, which has always been a corporation, despite its founding documents, and much of it has to do with the energies contained in the land itself. For one, those human beings now referred to as the indigenous lived in democratic societies, often matriarchal and structural, for thousands of years upon what is now called U.S. soil. Many millions of their ancestors, and their ancestors' still active connections to star nations, now offer their support to all who are in a place of distress, as they think of the plans and agendas of the majority of those elected. The spirits of these elders, and that of many great teachers of light, have now returned to the earth. They are here to support all who stand in the light, and their light offers opportunity to those who are still in shadow, to awaken and move up in vibration. We do not have pat answers as to why certain things are allowed to happen, as humanity will say at times. All things are allowed to happen, in truth. You are here for experience first and foremost, including those experiences that will assist you in finally resolving very old issues visited in other lifetimes. You are not here for simple answers and a smooth path unfolding before you, though we would say, due to the power of the golden light particles flowing to your planet now from your sun salt, things are indeed occurring more positively over less time and with less effort than they have for many thousands of years. In moving into the fifth dimension, you do not suddenly receive the ego-gratifying moments of things working out just as you had hoped and planned. Many soul groups of light bearers now upon the earth have chosen to experience these very contentious times on a continent they have great love for, in a country who many were present for in other lives as the USA began in the 18th century. That era has long been known as the Age of Enlightenment, and that century's hopeful expressions of liberty, equality, and fraternity, as the French phrased it. The energies of that time became like a seed buried in the ground, that is now producing whole orchards of higher consciousness, applied to human life. So much so, that even the geniuses and visionaries of that era could not have imagined what is occurring now. What is happening now in all countries, and all places on the planet, is the kind of inner revolution of vibrational shift that no political party will be able to weaken or contain, no matter what machine they have constructed to help them do it. You and many others are realizing that in order to catch those who are breaking not only national but international and universal law, they must be upfront, making flagrant moves that are more easily spotted by the masses than confronted by true authorities, and those are the ascended beings, great teachers, and peacemakers who watch all countries and all movement upon the planet very carefully now. They have already been rounding up international criminals of various stripes, to bring them not only into international courts of justice, but intergalactic courts and tribunals. No one can stop this process, friends. And why is that, you may ask? Are these the cosmic police, come to round up the bad guys, because they've decided these ones have to go? No. You have. All of you, with your increasing vibration and higher intent, have created a situation in which violations toward humanity, toward the Earth, and violations of galactic and intergalactic law can no longer be tolerated. What may fascinate you is that you need not put on any uniform to create a planet where criminals and destructive forces are no longer allowed to destroy so much. You need only hold the highest vibration possible to create new and higher awareness that awakens millions from their hypnotized state. And to create reality in which benevolent off-world cultures realize it is safe not only to intervene in human matters, as you call them forth to assist, but also to connect in very obvious and open ways with humanity. And so, call forth those of your home planets, and of the Intergalactic Confederation of Worlds. Call forth all who are aligned with the Ashtar Command, which has been a part of your government's goings-on, in positive ways, for many decades now. And yet, let your first order of business each day be to meditate, to chant a mantra, whose light you repart opening encouragement from. Let your first interest be to take as fine and loving care of yourself, your health, well-being, and outlook, as you would a beloved child. Remember to connect with the natural world, and to step away as often as you can from the conforming and entraining presence of media, including the Internet. Stay awake and aware to the results of all influences, physical and otherwise. If it doesn't lift you up, it is letting you down, we would say. There are no political results or situations that can be responsible for how you feel about your life, your country, your planet. You are the only one responsible for that, friends who are family. Are you filling each day with joyful meaning? With nurturing habits and calm moments? Or are you following the fractious and uncertain narrative of most of Earth's media? Curate your days as if you were outfitting a very fine palace surrounded by green hills and fruit-filled orchards, with a clear body of water nearby. If that sounds like an image from the higher realms, we would say, if you are here to birth the new Earth, this is what you must hold in your hearts, dear ones. Not the sadness of the loss of some outer potentials, though yes, mourn for a while, if you wish, for you honor many fine ideals and fine persons in those moments. Yet we would say, it is not for you to live there. It is not what you came in for. You may need to remind yourself of that at times, that all outer conditions are not only temporary. They are in fact pure illusion, and subject to great change as you focus on those truths you hold to be self-evident. That powerful light in your heart was there for many eons before any such thing as countries or nations existed on your planet, and it will be there long after. Promise yourself that you will find beauty each day, and celebrate it, whether in music, art, dance, books, poetry, nature, animals, children. Your own inner experience of higher vibration. In these times, allow these ones who stand for the lower realms and lower vibrational intentions to show who they are, while you hold the light, and, as you hold the door open, calmly, for them to exit. There is more occurring now than you can imagine, and all the sound vibrations of this higher light pouring in are singing to your soul, who hears every note. source arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.